Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Foundation, a medieval city builder that came to Steam about 2 weeks ago, roughly 2 weeks ago anyway. I've put about 10 hours into this game, and I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm not fantastic at it, and I'll be honest, I've not actually watched anyone else play this, just because I don't want to pick up ideas that other people are doing. But I've had a lot of fun with this, and I really want to show it off on the channel for what will probably be a very short Let's Play, because I'm either going to hit a bottleneck that I can't get through, or I'm going to fail miserably, and we're all going to, well, not we, but my people are all going to leave because they're unhappy. Anyway, I'm not going to walk you through every intricate detail of what you can see on screen at the moment. When it comes up, I will get to it and explain what we're doing. I will give a very brief overview of the UI that you can see. I suppose we are just going to explain what's on screen, right? I'll give a very brief overview. So top left, we have the village information window. This is the name of the village, which is going to be Nerd's Burrow. Seems like a solid name. We have no one here right now. Immigration will be every 7 days, which will be influenced by happiness. So a happiness level of 0 increases the time by 900%. Happiness is at 0 right now because we don't have anyone. We can automatically authorize housing upgrades and density upgrades, then rule modifiers, blah, blah, blah. The warning window will give me warnings. This is the number of people. This is happiness. This is my resource panel. That'll come in useful a little bit later on. This right here is a set of 3 things I can click on. This one is my labor tab. This is the kingdom tab. This is the clergy tab. Inside of all of these, we can unlock things, but we need a combination of points to do so. So the hammer points themselves are labor points. The little star is a splendor point. And as you can see, to unlock something like the Fisher's Hut, we need 1 labor point, 2 splendor points, and 10 something called serfs. Now, serfs are actually people. That is a status level. I believe there are 4 of them. There is newcomer, serf, commoner, and then citizen. So to unlock the Fisher's Hut, we need 1 labor point, 2 splendor points, and 10 people at the level of serf. The same applies to kingdom, same applies to clergy, and that's all well and good. Now, before we get to the top right of the screen, I'm going to go ahead and buy this land right here. It's free, and it's what we need right at the start of the game, because that's going to give us a quest to build a village center, which is where this tab comes in. Build public buildings, which will have the village center. So the village center, I'm thinking, is going to go right about there. That's going to give me my people, and now we have a few more things unlocked. We have a lumber camp. I'm sure you can imagine what that does. A gathering hut, stone cutter. It's all pretty self-explanatory what those buildings are. We also have the ability to build bridges and markets and churches, as well as decorative stuff a bit later on. And I suppose we could go ahead and start building some of these things. If you've seen any games like Banished, you'll kind of have an idea of what's going on here. This is sort of a combination of Banished and, I'll say, I guess not Stonehearth in terms of visuals. I think it's just Banished, really, but a bit more casual. Anyway, let's get ourselves a lumber camp. We are going to need 1 of those, and I'm going to throw it, I think, right in the middle here for a lumber camp. So it can go right in the middle there. Then a gathering hut is going to go over here next to these berries, since that's what it's going to be gathering. So gathering hut goes right there. A stone cutter's camp can go, I think, right about here next to the stones that they will be cutting. The sawmill is going to be needed. I don't think we'll place it just yet, though, because it's not going to be a priority. But the well is something I am going to place, because I've discovered the well is actually part of the key to happiness. So getting that done is going to be fantastic news. But no one's going to do anything yet. No one's interested because they're not set to be builders. So we're going to click on Mr. Beardyface right here, Mr. Willy Bald. Okay, we'll just go with Mr. Beardyface. All right, then. He's going to be a builder. And John, seriously? We have Willy Bald and then John. Why couldn't you just have a normal name as well? All right. They are both going to be builders, and they're going to go and start construction on a few things. But what I want to do is go to the lumber camp and prioritize that. And what you can see is it's going to need tools to be constructed. Now, we actually at the top of the screen have 20 tools, so that's going to be no problem. We also have 365 of a possible 500 gold, 40 wood, and 10 berries. Now, berries are going to be gathered, stone will be got eventually, wood will be the lumber camp, etc., etc. That's our resources at the top of the screen. So while construction's going on, let's take a very quick look at a few of the other panels. We have walls that we can build when we unlock them. We have territories that we can purchase or occasionally get for free based on quests. We have our budget, and trade we'll get to in a little bit, and then that's just our menu. In the bottom left of the screen, we have the villager list, which we can sort by job to see that we have a bunch of people unemployed. We have our workplace list, which will eventually show the workplaces and the number of people working there / jobs available there. We have the quest list, which will just toggle the quests in the top left. Desirability layers, so nowhere is desirable for residential. Fertility is pretty good around here, and iron ore is actually right here. We have always display zoning areas, which is going to do nothing right now because we don't have any zoning areas. And we can also set to either display or not display territory boundaries. I'm going to leave that on because I can. And then, of course, next to that, we can just speed up the game, which I'm absolutely going to do. So the gathering hut's actually done. That's fantastic news. We're going to go ahead and assign a forager. We got Rudolph working in there. So Rudolph's going to go off and start gathering some berries. The lumber camp's done. We'll assign 2 woodcutters to that and start gathering some lumber. And then the stone cutters camp will be done very, very soon. And everything should be fantastic. Now, we're getting a little bit of an alert here. There is no extraction zone for the woodcutter. That's where this tab comes in. So we actually need to paint an area that says, hey, you can extract resources from there. So we'll go across just like so. And that will basically let them gather from that area. It's as simple as that. So it's the same with the stonecutter's camp. The woodcutter can now go and start chopping down those trees within the extraction zone and not outside of it. So that'll get us a nice steady supply of logs. We will have a fairly steady supply of berries coming in at some point as well. And fairly soon, we should have a nice little supply of stone. I might have mentioned stone, I'm not sure. You might have also noticed the little pathing thing going on here. This is something that I adore about this game. The way the paths are just automatically generated. I love that to bits. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's such a small detail, but I'm absolutely in love with it. So let's go ahead and say 2 stone cutters, because that seems like a pretty solid idea. And we actually have a quest here to build and set up a market. So let's get to work on that, because it's actually going to be really important. The market is where we can sell things to our villagers in order to generate some revenue. It's also a very cool building because you can sort of, well, it's not a building as such, but you can put parts in there. It's not just strictly one thing that you place. So we can place a food stall, a goods stall, and a luxury stall and sell different things from them, as well as put tents on there to decorate it. And you know what? A picture's worth 1,000 words. Let me just show you what it does. So I'm going to put our little food stall right about here. And next to it, I want to do a sign. And I want to do another sign on the other side as well. And I'm doing the signs because they actually give us +5 splendor in the labor category, which is very useful. I also think I kind of want to position that there instead. I think it'll just look better. And then the signs can just sort of be repositioned on either side, I guess. So something like that. It's on a hill. There's only so much we can do with it. Maybe we'll place it, I don't know, over here. It looks a bit It looks a bit weird on that side, I'm going to be honest. I don't think there's any good spot to place this thing, given that it's on a bit of a steep hill. But that's all right. We'll go ahead and just move the signs up here and just put it next to the... we'll just put it next to the well, I guess. So yeah, something like that. Something like that'll work. We can go ahead and start the construction on that. It'll get done eventually. It only takes a little bit of log to actually build the market there, and it'll give us a little bit of splendor for the laborers, or the labor category, which I'm definitely looking forward to. In fact, this thing is just waiting for a builder. That's fantastic. Let's prioritize that if we can. If you wouldn't mind. Are you... So you're my builder, you're a builder, and you are... Okay, so Emma is unemployed. So Emma can work at the market, actually. That'll be fantastic. And then this actually needs done as well. So we are going to need some stone. We actually have 4 in storage at the moment. So I'd imagine we'll get the well done very soon. There we go. The market's done. Fantastic. Emma, if you wouldn't mind working there, go ahead and sell berries. And that just gave me a free 100 gold, which I am not going to complain about at all. All right. So this thing is actually about to be finished. There we go. So that, I think... Yeah, there we go. So they've all become serfs as opposed to newcomers, which has given us some new zoning. We've got residential. Got a bunch of new buildings, and we need to unlock a trade route. So the trade routes are quite interesting. We have Davenport, Northbury, and Middle, and to unlock this trade route with Davenport, which is going to be our first one, we need 20 planks to begin with. Now, Davenport is selling tools for 10 gold, bread for 10, and fish for 100. Good news is, eventually, we'll be able to get some territory down here to get ourselves some fish, so we don't need to buy that. But we need planks to begin with. By the way, they're buying berries, polished stone, and planks, so we can make a profit from this. But to get the planks, we are going to need a sawmill. So let me go here, and I'm going to put my sawmill away down here, and I'm doing this for a reason. The reason being I'm an idiot, for one. But number 2, I want to... Yes, I'm but your humble servant. I want to have a road generated for this that sort of goes around... Oh, they're going the wrong way with the road. Okay, we can fix this. This is fine. They're taking the road sort of through the right there. I don't want them doing that. So I want the road to go... I don't want the road going there. So Forbidden Land will basically say, don't go there. So this little guy on his way back... will avoid the red zone that I've placed there. There we go. So he's going exactly where I also still don't want him going. That's not quite... That's not quite right. That is not quite right there. I didn't really want them walking this way either. I want them going up towards the, I want them going up towards the lumber. The lumber camp, if they wouldn't mind. So can I get you to do that, or are you just kind of stuck right now? Oh, no, he's going somewhere. Oh, no, he's not. He's building again. That's fine. Are you going to be able to work that out, friend, or are you very stuck? Oh, no, he's going... Yeah, there we go. So that's where I want them to go. And I think if I just sort of leave this as is, eventually they'll kind of figure it out. So I want them to use that road to get around there. That's kind of my plan. And once they've done that, I think at this point I'm just going to get rid of the Forbidden Land and we'll hope for the best on it. If they start using some weird means to get around, then we'll deal with it, but we'll just hope for the best at the moment. Let me just fix this. There we go. Just gotta have some nice neat zoning there. So is this... Oh, this is partially being built. Okay. So what path are you going to take to get back there? Are you still using the path I want you to use? You absolutely are. There we go. So now that they've got this path going, they're not going to switch to different ones, which is absolutely fantastic news. Oh, also, lacking space for housing. We probably want to do something about that. We do have residential zoning, which is good news. But what I think I'm going to do before I place it is I'm going to place a stonemason hut. And I'm going to place it down in this corner, I think. And again, I'm intentionally placing this far away for a reason, and you'll see what that reason is in just a second. But I need to get some forbidden land and just make sure that they don't try building the road for it there. And again, the forbidden land can be removed a little bit later on. But there is honestly method to my madness, I promise. There is reason I'm doing silly things here. You have my word on that. I'm just sincerely hoping that my plan does work. So you're coming down, you are, yeah, so that's not quite what I wanted them doing, honestly. That path is sort of dipping down and around there a little bit, but okay. That's okay. We do have 2 new villagers joining, so that's good news. We can get some carpenters. I guess that's a road that they can take. That's really not quite what I had in mind for that path, but okay. Tell you what we'll do then. Let me go in here. Let me take out this forbidden land just for a second. I'm not sort of permanently removing it. I just want to paint it a little bit smaller so that they don't try. I really don't want them using, I mean, they can't use the cliff to get down, but I want to make sure that they don't actually try and use the cliff to get down anywhere. I really want to make sure. So I'm just going to paint like this to ensure that they don't do anything weird here. Because I want to put residential in here. So this area down here is all residential. Every bit of that. And in doing that, what you're going to see any second is things like this pop up. Little houses. And you'll notice I didn't place them. All I did was give the zoning for them. That's something I absolutely love. I love that as a detail. Because it just means this whole area is going to grow that little bit more naturally. It's all going to develop that little bit more naturally. I think that's fantastic. I'm also curious. There they are. That's the 2 new villagers arriving. Happiness should also go up here now that we are giving them housing. They should be quite happy about that. We're also about to have the stonemasons camp finished. So that's beautiful news as well. Quite excited about it. So there's the 2 new villagers. They're coming in. They're going to head to the village center, and then they're going to be available for work. Once they are available, I'd like to go and say, one of you work in the carpenter. And I don't know if we need another woodcutter. I think we're okay. I think we're going to need another forager. So there we go. We'll get 2 foragers. We'll make sure we have plenty of food for everybody. The stonemason hut is done. The houses are coming together. And I believe, yes, once we get this trade route, we will actually get ourselves a free territory, which I'm thinking is going to be this one over here, down in the bottom left, or this one right here, because then we can get fish. And fish is something else we could sell at a market, and selling more things at a market means more profits for the people. Well, I say more profits for the people. More profits for the me. More profits for the territory. More profits for the Lord Mayor Supreme Emperor King. King Conflict. King Conflict has a ring to it. I'm just throwing that out there. King Conflict has a fantastic ring to it. So that might very well have to be my title. I might declare myself king. Let's see, 4 more days and we'll have 2 new villagers coming in here, which will be beautiful. We actually have 10 planks already, which is beautiful news. We are going to need a warehouse, which actually takes 15 planks. So I think we'll go ahead and set that up for construction right away. The warehouse is actually going to be needed later anyway for a quest. So getting that done sooner than later seems like a pretty solid idea. It's also worth mentioning all of these houses actually consume logs as well. So production on things like planks and, well, gathering of logs is going to be a little bit slow. but that's all right. That's not too much of a big deal. We are also going to need a forester camp, which we will get when we get two more people. The forester camp actually comes hand in hand with another territory type, which is basically designate an area for reforestation, which, as I'm sure you can imagine, is essentially a way of going, hey, you go out there, fella, you replant some trees for me, which is going to be needed since we've pretty much cleared out this entire area of trees already. So we'll have that in no time at all. No time at all, and we'll have ourselves a little forester camp. We could also start, you know, going ahead and polishing up some stone, which is a very weird... well, actually, I guess some stones when polished up can look very pretty. But just in general, like, just getting a rock. Just go and grab a rock and start polishing it. It's like, oh, well, this is a living. It's a living. It's a strange sentence. It's a peculiar sentence, is all I'm gonna say. I mean, I say this, like, when I was a lot younger, when I was like, what age would I have been? I think when I was like, I distinctly remember when I was like 7 or 8 years old, I found this like chunk of wood. And I sat in the backyard on like this miserable, gray, dull, boring day. And I sat there just like chipping away at it. Like kind of in my mind, I was like, I was carving something, but I actually wasn't. I was just like chipping away at this. It was really therapeutic. So I guess maybe polishing a rock could be kind of therapeutic, maybe. I'm not going to judge is the point of that sentence. I'm not going to judge. There's no point. Let's go ahead here and assign Anna to do some transport. We're going to put berries in here. We are going to put planks in here. We are going to put polished stone, and we are going to put tools in there. So that's all the things we'll store in that particular warehouse, which will be very, very useful. We can also go ahead and start gathering the planks again, hopefully, because we do need 20 of those to kick off a trade route. It might just take a little bit of time to get those. So I guess, ladies and gents, we'll keep it short and sweet for the first episode of Foundation, just to give you a bit of an overview of what's going on with the game, what it's all about, what the UI does and what it says, and also how you just get a nice, simple, easy start in the game. Next time, we'll go ahead and get ourselves another territory. And I think next time we'll go ahead and start maybe building a church as well, which plays out very similarly to building a market. Either way, thank you very much for watching. It's been my pleasure as always. If you liked the video, go ahead and leave a like on it. If you disliked it, then dislike it and leave a comment telling me why. And if it's about my accent, then don't even bother. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.